When Little Red Riding Hood entered the little cottage, she could scarcely recognize her grandmother. "Grandmother, your voice sounds so odd. Is something the matter?" she asked.
"Oh, I just have touch of a cold,"
squeaked the wolf, adding a cough at the end to prove the point. "But grandmother, what big ears you have!" said Little Red Riding Hood as she edged closer to the bed.
"The better to hear you with, my dear,"
replied the wolf. "But grandmother, what big eyes you have!" said Little Red Riding Hood.
"The better to see you with, my dear,"
replied the wolf. "But grandmother, what big teeth you have!" said Little Red Riding Hood, her voice quivering slightly.
"The better to eat you with, my dear,"
roared the wolf, and he leapt out of the bed and began to chase the little girl. Almost too late, Little Red Riding Hood realized that the person in the bed was not her grandmother, but a hungry wolf. She ran across the room and through the door, shouting, "Help, wolf!" as loudly as she could. A woodsman who was chopping logs nearby heard her cry and ran towards the cottage as fast as he could. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out the poor grandmother, who was a bit frazzled by the whole experience, but still in one piece. "Oh, Grandma, I was so scared," sobbed Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll never speak to strangers or dawdle in the forest again."
Dear child, you've learned an important lesson. Thank goddess you shouted loud enough for this kind woodsman to hear you."
The woodsman knocked out the wolf and carried him deep into the forest where he wouldn't bother people anymore. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother had a nice lunch and a long chat. The end.